Action sci-fi horror to coming of age buddy cop movie. Man, I miss the 80s. I went into Predator Badlands expecting big things for it. Dan Trachtenberg, Patrick Eisen, they did Prey, which was number one on my worst to best list for the Predator franchise. Dan Trachtenberg did Predator Killer of Killers. I really wanted this movie to be fantastic. What I got was a movie my 11-year-old really liked, and it got me wondering if I should go back, watch The Predator from 2018, and maybe give it another chance. It's not like I'm saying this is a horrible movie. Don't ostracize me and switch yet. I think it was a solid movie. It just does not have a place on my worst to best Predator franchise. If I do another one, I'll be holding it out just like I did AVP, and I will explain myself in a minute. Give me a chance, but we're going to start out with the acting. I think Elle Fanning did a solid job in this, especially playing two characters, but I don't think it was the role for her. Even though I liked her as Thea, I did not like her as Tessa. There was no connection there. She did not feel like a big baddie to me, and this movie really needed a big baddie when it came to that. Thea was good, but was detached. It's almost like she couldn't really play a synth or emotions, but artificial emotions. When it comes to relating with the green screen and with imaginary characters that aren't really there, I felt like she had a hard time. There's just some actors and actresses that play well off of the characters with little balls on their head or staring at a ball being held up or a monster head or something like that. They have chemistry with a made-up character. It felt to me like she really didn't. There was emphasis on words in some of the parts where it was the wrong word. She shouldn't have put emphasis on it. There was a portrayal of the wrong emotion in some of it. It just seemed kind of clunky and choppy at places. And she forgot that she was playing a synth that was actually playing off of an alien monster. And it was kind of like generic and just not there. Although it was a solid performance, I don't think this was the role for her. Demetrius Schuster Kaloa Matangi, I think his name was. He did the best job of all. I mean, he's been really in nothing. I think this is his first major feature film. He's been in some miniseries and stuff like that, but I think he did a fantastic job. I know that he was in makeup and he was in outfits and stuff like that, and the rest was digitally enhanced later, but I think the man did very good. And I'm going to enjoy what his future holds. I'll be interested in seeing that. There's not really anything bad I can say about him. Elle Fanning, I really think she should have been doing something else. Now, Sarah Skatchner from Prey, I hope her name is pronounced Skatchner, because for once, I'm actually trying to say it correctly, not playing with it. And Benjamin Wallfisch of Killer of Killers joined forces and once again teamed up with Dan Trachtenberg for this third installment of his Predator movies. I think they did a solid job all in all. The composition was good. The music was good. Volume was a little bit high. That could have been the movie theater. But either which way, they put emotion, they put emphasis. I really cannot say very much bad about the scores or anything. Sarah Skatchner worked on Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. She worked on a couple of other films that you may know. I just can't think of any right now. And Benjamin Wallfisch, he worked on Until Dawn, Alien Romulus, The Wolfman, the remake of Hellboy, which we won't hold against him. Killer of Killers, like I said, he has been in a ton. All in all, I think this collaboration went well, and it's a plus for this movie. Now, the next two parts of this review is what is going to get me in trouble, but don't ostracize me just yet. Hear me out. Let me explain myself. You might find out that you agree with me in some of my opinions. If you do, do me a favor and drop it in the comments down below. Let me know I'm not alone. If you think I'm off my nut, explain to me why you think the movie is so good. I'll give you a chance and I'll listen to you. But for me, I think the cinematography was meh at best. The The scenes that I really loved, the scenes that worked well, some of the action sequences, most of the action sequences, I'll be fair with that. Most of the scenes with the scenery of the alien planets, it worked for me. But the scenes that really took me out, I have to give Jeff Cutter an F for. He was the director of photography for Prey. I expected so much more out of him as the cinematographer for this, and he just didn't deliver. Those scenes that I didn't like, it was like they were holding up a sign saying, look at me, pay attention to me, focus on me, and do not forget about me because I am going to ruin the entire film for you. Now, at the beginning of this, the very first fight scene was so dark, I could not keep track of which predator was which. I couldn't see any strikes, any hits, didn't know what they were hitting or attacking. I just could not see it. It was so quick and so muddled and so dark, choppy at points, not a whole lot of transitioning or smooth flow in the movements or anything like that. It was almost like I was watching a video game that was lagging just ever so slightly or buffering a little bit. I didn't like that very much. And then it got better. The characters looked really great. The wide shots of zooming out looked really great. The close-ups of the planets looked really great. And then things started getting bad again. A lot of scenes, they seemed very flat to me. It's hard to explain, but it was just flat. You could tell that it was 2D, while some scenes were overly 3D to me. Some scenes were so barren, it was like looking at nothingness with one little character, while some was overly full, and my eyes could not focus on one thing. I was all over the screen. It was cluttered. I didn't know what was going on. Some scenes, they seemed very hollow to me, while some scenes were very rich. All in all, I would give Jeff Cutter a C, because the scenes that were good were good. The scenes that were bad drug down the entire movie. For my explanation on why this movie just did not hit with me, I need to make a distinction between Dan Trachtenberg, the director, and Dan Trachtenberg, the writer. The director did a fantastic job, just like he did with Prey, just like he did with Killer of Killers. There's a reason they made it on my list. The writing, both Dan Trachtenberg and Patrick Asen did Prey, which is why it was so high up on my... Just go back and watch the video. It's just a couple of days old. I think it's the last thing that I put out. Just watch it and you'll understand it all. But we're talking about the writing. Now I need to explain a little bit the original Predator. What really got me attracted to the Predator franchise. The original one, because I was there for it, was a horror sci-fi action movie. The Predator was an ominous force, unstoppable. He was going to destroy you unless you destroyed him. You could not see him. He was a presence and a force to be reckoned with. The second one, full action, where he was still a driving force. Third one, yeah, very close. Fourth one, tried to go back to horror. And if you know Shane Black and you know Fred Decker, you know some of the things that they were involved in during the 80s and the 90s, some campy. That's why The Predator in 2018 had more of a campy, comedy, buddy cop kind of horror feel to it. But they still try to go back to horror. Prey, you could look at as horror, but it worked so well around. This one had nothing to do with that. I was so excited to see an intimate look at the Yautja culture, the planet, how they were raised, their belief, their family and their caste system. I was so there for it. What I got was a teen for all audiences, lesson learned, moral of the story, getting away from war and violence and aggression to tackle a problem. No more ominous force or presence. Let's work together, calm down, use our heads to attack a problem, and we'll solve it, and everybody will have a great day. That's what I got. This movie even though there was blood, even though it's PG-13, no humans in it, no red blood in it, because it was all computer animation, either synth or it was aliens. So it's kind of action for all audiences type thing to a limit. Don't take a 3-year-old there. But either which way, it wasn't offending anyone. It wasn't shocking anyone. It wasn't giving anybody a scary gut feeling like The Predator did. I judged this movie a lot worse before I found out that it's meant to be a standalone, kind of like the AVP was. It's not meant to be in the Predator franchise, so that gave it a little bit more of a reprieve, but this still was not my Predator. So now, as for my rating of Predator Badlands, is it worth the price of admission? Wait for it to stream, or not worth the data? I'm going to surprise you. I think it's worth the price of admission. Go to the theater, watch this movie, and you will have a fun time. I think it's something that's really meant to be seen on the big screen for the action. Now, when it comes to the storyline, when it comes to the general feel, and when it comes to it being a standalone, I think this movie would have been better as a TV series or a TV movie on Hulu, like Killer of Killers was. And this one should have been animated, while Killer of Killers should have been the live action for the big screen. I think they flipped it around a little bit, and that was the problem. But if you go in knowing that this is a standalone, that this really has nothing to do with any of the other Predator movies, you are not going to get the same Predator. You're not going to get the mindset of the Predator. You are not going to get another Predator movie. If you know that, then you're going to really enjoy it. You're not going to waste your money by going to see it. And that's my review of Predator Badlands. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't make you too angry, and I'm sorry I couldn't go more into detail as to why this movie missed so hard for me, but it's a spoiler-free movie review channel. It always will be. Now, if you would like to further the discussion and have a chat with me this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time, I will be guest starring on my friend Mongooli's R-rating movie review show, where he and 2 more of my friends sit down every week and discuss the movies, what they liked, what they didn't like. And this week, I am lucky enough to be able to add my 2 cents as we talk about Predator Badlands. I really hope to see you there. And until I do, I hope you have a great day. Predator, my eye, man. This Predator didn't need training. He needed a training bra.